Hello everyone, and we're back. Week 3, Dirk in a Box Power Rankings. Epic, awesome week. We just had a whole lot of basketball. Let's get into it. In our last spot, we have Rudey Fernandez. A pretty horrible performance. I think it was mid 300s and a lot of bad. You lost against Ryan. You moved down 2 spots. You had D-Book and Embiid play pretty well in his 2 games, but Malik Monk was awful. And Darius Garland, who just came back from injury, it was also pretty bad. But he always takes a little bit of time to ramp up, so I'm not too worried. Really, you just need to be worried about Zion and Kawhi Leonard injuries. But, yeah, here you sit. Number 9, we got me. I lost to Elijah. I've been, Josh Gritty, he's been playing really well, and same with Alex Sarr. I didn't have Austin Reeves this week because of injury, or Jalen Johnson, really. And, of course, Isaiah Hartenstein had his best career game against me. I now have the most points against me in the first 3 weeks. I'm getting pretty unlucky, especially when the Come Bucket and Keyshart George want to stink it up, but maybe they just are stinky. I mean, bro's name is the Cum Bucket, so here I sit at 9. Number 8, we have Ryan Peggle. Moves up 2 spots from his atrocious week last week. Had a really solid week this week. Got the win against Luke. Luka Doncic is just super goated. Had a great week without Austin Reeves there. Dirk White looking really solid now, starting to pick up his efficiency and scoring. Getting this more assists. He's doing great. Some of your bad performers this week, Draymond Green, who sat a couple days because I believe Jimmy and Steph were out, and they always sit him. And Kylie Kuzma, shout out to Lonzo Ball. Just 23.9, really bad coming off the bench for the Bucks. Bucks team that really would rather go to like anyone else except for him, it seems like right now. Shout out AJ Green. Oh yeah, you're there at 8. Number 7, can't stop Sengooning here, Colby. You lost to Mitchell, who, is one of the best in the league right now. And you still had a lot of points, and you've been doing just really good overall. So you move up to this week. You had 2 super performers in Sengoon, obviously in Spida. Same as last week. They're gonna be your top 2 dogs for like forever. But on the other end, John Collins seems to really stink. Back-to-back weeks of like mid-20s, and Adam Levine. Or Zach Levine really had a bad week too. Pretty much everyone on that Kings team except for Russell Westbrook, who had that crazy game, and Domantas Sabonis, who's been kind of coming back. So you move up to 7. Jackson, you just stay here. You're kind of in a weird spot with all your injuries, and I think you have a really good team overall, but like you were by far the worst performer this week, so I can't move you up, but I don't feel right moving you down because you missed out on like half your team. But either way, Paulo Banchero, 45.6. Would like to see better from that. Trey Murphy seems to have really brought it back now that Zion's been hurt, which expected. And he's been doing like all the scoring on that team, especially because Jordan Poole, I think, is also out, and he sucks. So, yeah, 50 from Trey Murphy. Love to see that once you get LaMelo back and a couple of your other guys like Cam Thomas. This team's going to be a force. On the other end, 2 Rockets players, Tari Eason and Jabari Smith. They're really just not doing a whole lot. Can't grab boards with Sengooning and Amen and Steven Adams there. Can't get assists with, Reed Shepard, Amen, Sengooning, all those guys. So all they're really kind of doing is scoring and getting defensive stuff, and they're both not doing that very well. I guess Jabari's getting more rebounds, Tari, whatever. But here you sit, 6. Number 5, got Elijah, who I went up against. He got the win. Stays here at 5. He had Cade put up 57.5. Thank God I didn't have to go against the Cade this week with his 130 some fantasy point game. Pretty ridiculous. One of your other big performers, Julius Randle, he just continues to put up amazing numbers and take all the shine away from your worst performer, Naz Reid. I think it's 3 straight weeks he's been down here. He kind of took a step back, getting less playing time, doing less overall everything. 28 fantasy points per game is bad. And it sucks for the Timberwolves because we paid him a bunch of money. Ace Bailey was 16.3 here. He sucks. Number 4, Aaron the Coop goes down here with a loss to Simon. I think had the 6th most points this week. Shea put up 61. He's amazing. Chet has been pretty bad. No Jalen Williams, so he's been kind of doing a whole lot. He's been cooking. That team has had a lot of injuries, really, so far. But he's stayed healthy, and he keeps putting up amazing numbers. And our other amazing numbers guy is the best big in the game right now. Jalen Duren putting up 20-20s every night, damn near. 54.9. He's cracked. He's insane. What a great pick from Aaron this year. Some of your other not-so-great picks, though. Peyton Pritchard, 31.1. It seems that Derek White is really just taking all the usage and points and assists away from Peyton Pritchard. And he's kind of just ended up shooting just 3s, and he cannot make them. And just getting a couple assists, so 31.1 for the P-itch. And then, I know he was a super late pick, but Jared McCain I'm going to put in here just because he averaged under 10. He sucks. Number 3, Simon with the perfect efficiency this week. 530 out of 530. The highest total points, the highest potential points, the best team this week. So you get to move up 1 with a win against Aaron. Tyrese and Giannis are insane. They're insanely goated. We know that. On the Poole, Jordan Poole is not. He sucks. He's injured now. He's coming off the bench, too. Could be a time for some worry about Jordan Poole. Maybe a drop. Or maybe you have some trust in Jordan Poole. I mean, he's got hella Riz or some shit. We got Desmond Bane here. I'm sure he'll turn it around. He's just had a really rough first 3 weeks with this team. Only averaging 33 this week, but I'm sure it'll turn around. Either way, the rest of your team is so good, so it don't matter. Mitchell, stay right here. Wemby didn't have the best game this week. Nothing too crazy, except for Denny Avdia, the super GOAT on the Trailblazers, averaging 62 this week. Oh my lord, that guy is good. I think he's averaging like 25 points, like 7 rebounds, and 5 assists this year so far. An absolute steal wherever you got him in the draft. I don't remember. You also got Spicy P putting up 49 this week. On the other end, DeMar with another sucky week on a Kings team that sucks. Santi Aldama, really rough week. Probably will end up being a drop when Zach Edey comes back. And overall, the Grizzlies do not care about this season already, it looks like. Ja Morant and Triple J have already... They've mailed it in. I don't remember who has Triple J. I think it's Jackson, but he's doing pretty bad too. Not nearly as good as last year. So, but you don't need to worry about that. Your team's insane. And you have Wemby, who's not even one of your top performers this week. So, it's really just a fight between you and Carter. Of course, Carter got Jokic this year. And isn't it a surprise that Jokic's team is the best team? It is no surprise that when one player averages 83.7, you're the best team in the league. Doesn't even matter if Chet Holmgren averages 32 and Cam Johnson averages 19.8 and Wardell ain't even averaging over 50. None of that matters. Stephon Castle's a great pick. Very well done. Your team's insane. Definitely the front runner by a huge margin right now because Jokic is the fantasy GOAT. 83.7 average. Yeah. Well done, Carter. You are the GOAT. Other big performers this week, we have the big Ariel Concanipple. He was putting up 49 fantasy points this week. LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller out. He's got to do some stuff. So he did. We got a late ad. We have Russell Westbrook, 48.2 this week with a huge 72 fantasy point game. He has been moved back to the bench. Maybe if it's just for one game, but still, I don't know how his fantasy outlook looks the rest of the year, but for this week, he's goated. Jared Allen, 48.2 this week. Definitely a huge bounce back from the first 2 weeks. Looked much more solid and comfortable next to the Evan Mobley. Grabbing a lot of boards, putting up some points and some blocks. And we got Drew Holiday right next to Denny Avdia. He's just insane. Oh, yeah, and Nick Claxton. Yeah, the trade is starting to turn back the other way. Kuminga is bad now, and Nick Claxton decided he wants to average 6 assists a game. So Nick Claxton is a GOAT. But then again, whatever. I think the trade was actually much more even than originally thought. Shout out to Trenton Watford's 72 fantasy point game. His first triple-double. And shout out Isaiah Hartenstein. Another 80 fantasy point game against me. He had his career high in points and his career high in rebounds in the same game. Yeah. That's so fun. Go to the week. Who would have guessed it? It's the horse guy for the second week in a row. Every week that he is our MVP, we will add another horse picture, and the X will increase one more, because he might just be the MVP every week. That is week 3. Don't forget your IR spots. Don't forget to sub in your players. And again, any suggestions for the rankings, don't be afraid to shoot me a message. That is week 3 from the Big Kalk. And good luck on week 4. And don't forget to have fun. It's all just fantasy basketball. And it's all about having fun. So we'll see you next week. Kisses.